the country of Albania has, in my opinion, a very interesting past. In this video, I'll try to briefly go through the early history of this often overlooked country and the origin of its people. The first inhabitants of the region, about whom we have enough written and archaeological evidence, were the Mycenaeans, followed later by their Hellenic offspring and the Illyrians. The Illyrians, believed to have been loosely related to the Greeks, were an Indo-European group of many tribes that inhabited the entire western section of the Balkan Peninsula during antiquity. During the 4th century BC, some of those tribes began forming powerful kingdoms which often raided the famous Greek kingdoms of Macedon and Epirus. The three most influential Illyrian kingdoms were Dardania, Tauantia and the Ardeae. The most powerful of these was the final one. The Ardeae, which resided in modern-day northern Albania, reached the zenith of their power under the reign of Agron, who vastly expanded the kingdom by successfully subjugating a large portion of Epirus. This rise of the Ardeaean realm caught the attention of the Roman Republic, which saw the Illyrian kingdom as a prime threat to its interests in the Adriatic. After a number of Roman campaigns, the kingdom was finally annexed by the Republic in 168 BC. It would take another 2 centuries for the Romans to fully conquer the Illyrians, one of the last Illyrian tribes to fall to the Romans being the famous for their past campaigns against Macedon, the Dardanians. The region would remain under Roman and later Eastern Roman control for the next 6 centuries. Many influential figures and even emperors originated from Illyria, including people like Aurelian, Diocletian, Justinian the Great and many others. All of those descended from the Romanized population of Illyria, which mostly inhabited the urban and coastal areas of the province. However, it is likely that the original Illyrian culture and language were kept alive and evolving in the more rural and mountainous areas of the region. Areas such as modern-day Albania. Between the 6th and 7th centuries, nearly all Balkan provinces of the Eastern Roman Empire were gradually and densely settled by Slavic tribes. This led to the rapid assimilation of both the Romanized and non-Romanized Illyrian populations in the Balkan Peninsula by the newly arrived Slavs. However, small pockets of Illyrian culture and language will continue to exist, although not proven beyond doubt due to the lack of sources about the region during this time period. It is likely that the Illyrians that populated parts of Albania escaped an incorporation into the South Slavic culture. It is those Illyrians that would in a couple of centuries give rise to the Albanian people. The first Albanian state known to history was the Principality of Arbanon. Established in the late 1100s, Arbanon was located in modern northern Albania. The principality began as a Byzantine vassal. Following the Fourth Crusade, however, it enjoyed a brief period of complete independence, until it fell under the influence of the Despotate of Epirus and later the Second Bulgarian Empire. In 1254, the principality was finally annexed by the Empire of Nicaea. In 1271, the King of Sicily, Charles of Anjou, established the Kingdom of Albania with the help of the local Albanian aristocracy. However, by 1281 the resurgent Byzantines reduced the young kingdom to only a single city, that city being Dyrrhachium or modern-day Durrës, where the state would continue to exist for another century. In the 14th century, the conquest of the Serbian emperor Stefan Dušan and later power vacuum caused by the collapse of his short-lived empire gave rise to several independent Albanian principalities. One of the most powerful ones was the Principality of Albania, ruled by the powerful Tupia family who conquered Dyrrhachium from the Angevins in 1368. In the 1390s, part of the principality was surrendered to the Venetian Republic and the remaining part was eventually conquered by the Ottomans in 1415. The Principality of Arta, established in southern Greece in 1359 when local Albanian chieftains crushed Epirus at the Battle of Acheloos, was another powerful Albanian state. The princedom was eventually incorporated back into the Principality of Epirus in 1416. By 1415, most of Albania was under Ottoman control. Some Albanian noblemen, such as the Castrioti family, kept their land by becoming Ottoman vassals. To assure the loyalty of their subject, John Castrioti, the Turks took the sons of the aristocrat to Edirne as hostages of noble birth, where the boys were to be trained in the Ottoman army. One of the Castrioti princes, George, more famously known as Skanderbeg, distinguished himself with his talent. The young man quickly rose through the Ottoman military ranks. Having played a decisive role in numerous successful Turkish campaigns, Skanderbeg was rewarded with the rule of part of his family's possessions. This promotion would prove to be a big mistake. The Castrioti prince turned his back to his Ottoman benefactors when an opportunity for rebellion arose. 1443 marked the establishment of a federation of Albanian noblemen known as the League of Leisure, headed personally by Skanderbeg. Skanderbeg's 10,000-man army would march through Ottoman territory and win multiple times against considerably larger Ottoman forces. George Kastrioti continued to resist and humiliate the Ottoman forces until his death in 1468. Skanderbeg is celebrated as a national hero in Albania and is regarded by both Albanians and non-Albanians as one of the greatest generals in history. The demise of the Kastrioti military genius did not end the struggle for Albanian independence, and fighting continued until 1481 under another Albanian nobleman, Leke Dukagini, when the Albanian lands finally fell to the Ottoman forces.